Hey everybody, welcome back around to the Blog and Grill. I am your host, Doug, here with your video blog for February 25th, 2014. I have a great blog planned for you today. I'm going to be having my New York sports report as we look at the Knicks and the Cuse. Also have a look at the Yankees as we head down to spring training with the Yankees. We'll talk about the Daytona 500 and what might need to be changed, but first off, I want to get to an NFL Combine wrap-up. The Combine wraps up today. I want to talk about a couple players, or one player that really had his draft stock rise, and one that kind of had it fall. So the guy that I think had it rise was Jadeveon Clowney. We saw he's a physical presence. Kind of didn't do great in the bench press, but did okay. Had a very impressive broad jump, nice vertical, and a quicker 40 than Johnny Manziel. And Johnny Manziel has to be my guy that went down. Manziel didn't run a good 40. His measurements really showed that he's not a great physical athlete, and his speed wasn't great. His broad jump was average, and his vertical wasn't great. So these two guys really, I think their draft stock kind of shifted. I think now Jadeveon Clowney has to be the consensus #1 pick at this point. And Johnny Manziel is probably down to the third best quarterback at this point. We'll see how his pro day goes, and we'll talk about the top quarterback in a minute. But one other thing that really caught my eye today is just how good cornerbacks, defensive backs are getting. These guys are physical athletes. They are freaks of athletes. They're running 4.3 40s. They're jumping high. They have a 3-foot vertical. Nice broad jump. These guys are out of control. They are the best athletes on the field right now, defensive back. And cornerbacks are just going to continue to get better if we can keep athletes like that on that side of the ball and not come back to the offensive side of the ball. Top quarterback, I think, leaving Combine has to be Blake Bortles. We see he has the physical acumen to do it. We also see that he can throw the ball. He made a lot of good throws, and he was one of the few quarterbacks to throw. In Bridgewater, I think there's still questions about his arm strength. He can throw the deep ball. I don't know how hard he can throw the ball. I think Bortles has the size. So right now, going out of the Combine, Blake Bortles is my favorite quarterback and my top quarterback in this draft class at this point. So it'll be interesting to see how other guys can arise. Bridgewater in his pro day, Johnny Manziel in his pro day, and we'll see right now what happens with that. Alright, the Daytona 500 was Sunday. I picked the winner, Dale Jr. Dale Jr. ran great. After the race was rain delayed, a lot of good racing. The track cooled down, got dried off, and it was just good racing. A lot of 3 wide. Single cars were running good. Dale Jr. had a rocket ship underneath him. He ran well. He gets to win his second and really spoke to his legacy for sure. A 2-time winner of the 500 now and starting off the season right. And this is a big year for Dale Jr. He's turning 40. See what he can do this year. But the change with the 500 I would make is after watching that at night, I would put the thing in prime time. I'd probably start it at 6 and that would run it till about 9:30, 10 o'clock. It'd be similar to the Super Bowl schedule. I would run that race, maybe even back it up to 5:30. That race is so much better at night. It's exciting. The fans love it. The cars under the lights look great. And the racing was just so much better. So that's my takeaway from the Daytona 500. We'll talk more NASCAR on Thursday when we come back for our weekend preview. And I'm going to be picking the winner for the Phoenix race as well. So tune in for that as I go for my second straight week of picking the winners in NASCAR. Alright, time to head down to Yankees camp. The Yankees today play a game with Jameis Winston's Florida State Seminoles. Really not a whole lot of big Yankees in the lineup. We're going to see Gardner in there. Cervelli will play some catcher. Kelly Johnson's going to start at second. And Brendan Ryan is going to play short. Other than that, no big Yankees in the lineup. Still some guys getting over the flu. I know Soriano's getting over the flu. Teixeira's not quite ready to go. So they're not really excited about getting these guys in yet. But they're going to be playing a full schedule here pretty quick. So we'll get to see them then. Another big move over the Yankees made 2 big moves over the weekend. They signed Andrew Bailey to a deal. He's coming off some shoulder surgery, so they got him for a low price. That number hasn't been released yet, but it is low. A good pickup, I think, for them. They need another right-hander out of the bullpen, and he's not going to be available till July, but still could be a big arm going down the stretch. As we know, bullpens get tired out. He could just be coming into his prime at that point. And the other big signing was Brett Gardner. There was talks of him being traded. I said he should have got traded just to free up some spots in the outfield and get a good second baseman because they have good outfielders at this point. Gardner, though, signs a 4-year, $52 million deal. Big deal for him. and it could be an option through 2019. So that'd be interesting to see if they keep both Ellsbury and Gardner through 2019. So that's a look at the Yankees. Now I want to continue in New York, and let's go to the New York Sports Report. Syracuse sneaks by Maryland 57-55. Tyler Ennis, a big game, 20 points. I think he had 8 rebounds. C.J. Fair had 19. Syracuse struggling right now. They're not shooting the ball great. They're finding ways to win games. I know they lost their last 2, coming off that big game at Duke. Just going back to that call in Duke, I would have swallowed the whistle, no foul call. But Syracuse has a big game coming up this weekend against Virginia at Virginia. That's going to be a good one. We'll talk about that on Friday. Knicks, I don't even know what to say about the Knicks. The Knicks lose a heartbreaker last night to the Mavs. 3rd straight loss. Anthony had another big game, 44. He hit 7 3-pointers. They lose to the Mavs. I didn't like the matchup on the final play. Dirk hit the buzzer beater. I would have put Chandler up on Dirk, because if Brandon Wright's going to beat you, let Brandon Wright beat you. Don't let Melo, one of the worst defensive players in the NBA, D up on Dirk. He's too tall. Chandler could have got a hand in his face. I would have put Chandler on Dirk all day. You know Dirk's not taking it to the rim. Dirk's going to shoot that 15 to 18-foot jumper. Should have put Chandler on him, but live and learn. And also the other big news coming out today was Ray Felton has been arrested on 3 counts of felony gun charges. We'll have more information on that Thursday as it becomes available. Just a quick little blip there for you about that. We'll talk about that more on Thursday. Trouble for the Knicks, trouble for Ray Felton. I'm not surprised by this. Ray Felton, kind of a sketchy guy, so I'm not surprised. We'll see what happens, though. And we'll be back Thursday. Take a new blog schedule, kind of Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. This week we're canceling Saturday. You got to work all day, so no blog Saturday. We'll be back next Tuesday, but I'll do my weekend preview stuff on Thursday to get you ready for the weekend. We'll talk college hoops. We'll talk NASCAR at Phoenix. We'll talk some Yankees as well as they start getting into the spring training role of everything. Remember to follow me on Twitter, YankeeBaller415. That's YankeeBaller415. Always remember to comment on my page. Ask me a question. I'll answer it on the air. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in to the Blog and Grill. I'll be back on Thursday. Have a good middle of your week, and we'll see you on Thursday.